Let's look at complex trinomials now. We know that 3x squared plus 17x plus 10 is a complex trinomial because a does not equal 1. So the a value, which in this case is 3, does not equal to 1. If the a value did equal to 1, this would be a simple trinomial. So since the a value does not equal to 1, this is a complex trinomial. Okay, so there's two ways you can solve this. You can solve it by trial and error or decomposition. First, let's talk about decomposition. When you're doing decomposition, first, in a complex trinomial, you have to multiply the a value with the c value to get your product. And your sum will stay the same. So your b value is going to be your sum and it's going to stay the same. So 3 times 10 is equal to 30. So that's your new product. And your sum stays the same. So we need two numbers that add up together to get 17, and the same two numbers need to multiply together to get 30. We could do 15 and 2 because 15 plus 2 is 17 and 15 times 2 is 30. So in decomposition, you break down the sum. So it's going to be 3x squared, so 3x squared plus, and this is where you break it down. 17 gets broken down into two parts, which is 15 and 2. So you go plus 15x plus 2x plus 10. So those two are the only things that get broken down. Now that you've come to this part, you can solve by grouping. But before you do that, you need to group your the like terms. So over here you can group 15 and 3, 2 and 10. When you group them, you have to get the greatest common factor. So between 3 and 15, the greatest common factor is 3x. So you can take out 3x, which leaves you with x plus 5. And over here, you need to take out the greatest common factor, 2. So the greatest common factor between these two is just 2. So when you take out 2, you're left with x plus 5. Now, if you do this correctly, the two brackets will equal the same. They'll have the same numbers in between. So your final answer in factored form is going to be, so you just take the two outside numbers and you put them together. So 3x plus 2, and then the bracket will stay the same. So x plus 5. And to check this, you can expand and simplify this equation, and when you expand and simplify, you should get 3x squared plus 17x plus 10. And if you get that, then your answer is correct. Let's look at another complex trinomial and solve it by trial and error. So 3x squared plus 8x plus 5 is the complex trinomial. We know that 3 times 1 equals 3, 3 times 1 times 3 equals 3, 1 times 3 also equals 3. And for 5, we're going to break it down to find their greatest common factor. So we know that 1 times 5 is 5, and 5 times 1 is 5. So in trial and error, you just basically try and see which thing basically fits. So you need two numbers. So you basically need two numbers added together to give you your sum, which is 8. That's all you need. So if you do, like, this is trial and error, so you can try and see if it's wrong, and if it's wrong, then you do it again and again and again until you get it right. So we can see we have basically only 3 options. We can have 3x plus 1 and x plus 5. And that, when you do it, it gives you 15x plus x, which will give you 16x, which isn't really 8, so this one is wrong. Let's look at another one. We can do x plus 5 and 3x plus 1. Now if you simplify this, you'll get x plus 15, which is also equal to 16x. So that is wrong. The only option that's left now is x plus 1 and 3x plus 5. So you basically just play around with these numbers and the greatest common factor. So now when we do that, we get our answer as 3x squared plus 8x plus 5, which is the same as our original equation. So our answer is x plus 1, 3x plus 5. Trial and error does take some more time, but it's sometimes easier in some cases.